Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's Survivor. No. Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's Survivor Cagayan recap.
Cagayan. All right.
What's
up, Tony?
That's what his alliance was asking him when they got back from Tribal.
Well, Trish still trusts him.
Yeah, Tony did not clue Trish in on getting rid of LJ, and Trish is like his number one ally, so she's like, hey, sometimes I still trust him.
Sometimes you can't tell everyone. It gets a little crazy.
It's ridiculous.
All right, so Tony is kind of worried because he overhears Jeffra and Trish chatting it up about...
Well, the only way that he overhears this is because he makes his spy shack by the water.
Well, he kind of had a feeling something was going down. So he throws a couple of plants there. He goes and sits in them.
He's doing his surveillance.
Like some sort of a creepy freak creeper.
Well, he hears Jeffra and Trish talking, and...
Who the freak does he think he is? Serpico?
I don't know. Trish is like, I mean, Tony could get the Academy Award for acting, but I still trust him. And Jeffra's like, I don't know.
I don't trust him so much.
Yeah, so let's talk about this week's reward challenge.
All right. It is a team challenge. There's 2 teams of 4.
Okay.
It's a water challenge. You have to paddle your giant boat out to get some paddles off of these floating boxes, and then put all of the paddles in their little socks.
And take the socks off.
Well, yeah.
You see the letters underneath, and you solve the word puzzle.
Well, they didn't want to give anybody an advantage on the trip back.
Of course.
They could see the letters on the paddles.
So the letters created a 3-word phrase.
And what are we playing for, Jeff?
A trip to these awesome caves and a barbecue lunch.
With stalactites and stalagmites.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
Those things that stick up and down in the cave.
Okay. That would have been nice to know before.
Who's smarter than a 5th grader now?
I never learned that.
All right.
So anyway.
I ain't never learned nothing about stalactites and stalagmites.
So for most of this challenge, it was neck and neck.
Exactly.
Even though
Tony fell out of the boat.
That set them back a little bit.
He had to get a paddle that he dropped. So the phrase that they were all trying to spell out was worth playing for.
We'll find out why in a little bit. So
it should have been, I ain't got nothing for you.
So the winners of this challenge were Jeffra, Spencer, Tasha, and Jeremiah.
All right. I'm so glad that they won and not the other team, because I pretty much hate everyone's ass face on the other team.
Okay. So
it's just a game.
Tony's a little worried because the winning team was an alliance of 3 plus Jeffra, who's supposed to be in his alliance, but it's kind of like freaking out a little bit.
Well, back at camp, the losers, mainly Tony, wants to strategize.
He's like, all right, we gotta figure out where we're going next and surveillance.
Well, Trish just wants some papayas and some lemons.
She spotted some trees and she enlists Woo to help her get the goods.
So Tony's like, F this, I'm going to look for the special idol.
Lemons and papayas! No! So Woo helps out Trish and he's trying to make his escape from the tree after he shakes some of them loose.
Yep.
He's got a dead branch in his hand.
Oh, shiz.
And he falls from the tree onto his
butt. He's kicked his butt.
Yeah, so thank God he wasn't hurt.
That would have been crazy.
He hurt his butt, but he's gonna be okay.
But his butt's okay.
Yeah.
But next,
let's talk about the reward.
The cave was awesome.
It looked pretty cool.
And just as Tony thought they would, they go to work on Jeffra.
Of course, who wouldn't?
They all decide that they all want Tony gone because he's kind of a snake.
Yeah.
And just at that point, before they make their deal, letters from home arrive. I can't even look at them. All right. It's a Final Four deal. It's been cemented by the letters from home.
And all that food.
I need another rib.
Who's not going to make a deal when they're eating all that food?
Exactly.
So let's talk about this week's immunity challenge. It was an endurance.
As usual,
It was
pretty
a
much.
double doozy.
All right, so you have to stand on a slanted beam that incrementally gets smaller as you move down it, and you have to hold a stick in your hand with a little platform on the top that a ball goes on top of. But you also have to move your hand down the stick as you move down the plank, too.
Right. So it's harder to balance because you have more stick. And
Exactly.
It's like, whoa!
Physics.
So Jeffra was the first one out of this competition.
I thought it was going to be Trish, but she was out
She
second.
followed behind pretty quickly.
Then Tony and Cass.
They didn't make it past the first round.
I really hope Cass isn't going to win Survivor.
We'll talk about that another time. So
right.
it came down to Tasha and Spencer.
And Tasha won.
Those two are turning out to be quite the challenge.
Competitors.
Yeah.
All right, so back at camp. Let's blindside Tony.
What? So while they're like plotting against him, he's going out and hunting for that special idol.
Exactly.
Got special powers.
Yeah, different from the regular hidden immunity idol.
Yeah, so Jeffra tells Trish that she wants Tony out.
That was a big mistake.
Trish is like, no. So Tony does end up finding the special idol, and I'm like, no!
I was so pissed.
Yeah, and everyone was wondering what the powers are.
And you can use it after the votes are read instead of before the votes are read.
It's non-transferable. You can only use
be
it on
used for
yourself.
you. Yep. So Jeffra, after talking to Trish,
She goes back to Jeremiah. She's like, hey, I know I made a deal with you guys, but
I'm
I
going to have
suck.
to renege on it. Sorry,
Yeah.
kids. Gotta go where the cash is.
yeah, so Jeremiah's like, oh crap, we're in trouble this week. So he takes his two friends out in the water. He's like, guys, guess what?
I gotta tell you something.
I'm a fashion model.
We looked it up, and boy, he's got some nice photos.
Good looking guy. I did not know he was 34. Holy crap. I thought he was early 20s. I thought he was my age. But anyway, those two, Spencer and Tasha, were like, okay. Like,
And-
why is this a big secret?
And then Spencer's like, yeah, I gotta come clean too. I got the idol.
I was waiting for him to be like, I'm a fashion model too.
But he's not.
No.
All right, so it's tribal council time. And Spencer, Tasha, and Jeremiah,
They're on the outside.
they sure are.
And they're like, yeah, we got, what's her name? Jeffra to agree to work with us. And then she was like, no.
Because she's a bee. All right, so they all agree, you know, Tony's a jackass, but if he makes it to the end,
He's
I'll give
getting
him that
votes.
vote.
Yeah.
For
I think
sure.
that was an eye-opener for some of Tony's alliance
I
members.
think so as well. So, Trish.
This is
the
one of my
best line.
favorite parts of the episode.
Maybe the season.
Yeah. Trish tries to justify to the other side.
Trusting Tony.
Yeah, she's like, you know what? We've noticed that he's kind of like playing both sides and we don't like it.
We called him out, and he says he'll stop all his crap.
It's like justifying staying with a cheating boyfriend or something.
Yeah,
it
or an
was
abusive boyfriend.
ridiculous.
He said he wouldn't do it anymore.
He said he's gonna get his crap together.
Well, Tony alludes to a bag of tricks.
Bag of tricks is back. This time he really does have something in that
Well,
bag.
Spencer says he'd like to see that.
I think he will at some point.
I don't think he wants to see that.
No, so let's get to the vote.
Well, they vote, and Spencer plays his idol.
On himself.
Yeah.
So then Tony is like, now Jeff, you see what kind of a rookie this guy is? He was gonna go and play this on Jeremy. And everyone is like, who's Jeremy?
Who's Jeremy? Jeremy's spoken. Come on. So, unfortunately, Jeremy was voted out.
Yeah.
My 5 votes.
Yeah.
That just sucks.
And the 3 votes from Jeremy's alliance went to Woo. But it wasn't
Dude.
enough.
He is a real,
Yeah.
surfer dude.
So,
Dude.
bye fashion model. I kind of was enjoying him the last few weeks,
I
so
was
I'm sad to
really
see him go.
enjoying him, and now I'm sad, very, very sad.
Yeah, so next time is a Survivor staple. It's the auction!
I love it.
I
That's
love this.
one of my favorite things that I wish they had every season, but I'm glad that they have it this season.
And Spencer is gonna use his smarts to make Tony paranoid.
All right.
Shouldn't take much.
He's already paranoid. He was born that way.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Till next week.
Much love.
Edit.